Ever wondered what happens in your brain when you learn something new? That's what we're going to be diving into today. If you're new here, my name is Daniel Stewart. I'm the founder and CEO of Hobbies. We're an e-learning platform that helps people learn new skills and start new hobbies. Today, we're diving into the science behind learning new skills. We'll cover how the brain learns, the stages of skill acquisition, factors that influence learning, and tips for mastering new skills efficiently. We'll start with how the brain learns. I drew two diagrams here. First is neuroplasticity. Our brains are incredibly adaptable due to neuroplasticity. This means our brains can change and form new connections throughout our lives when we experience new things, try new skills, try new hobbies. Neurons and synapses are also a big factor. When you learn something new, neurons form connections through synapses, creating new pathways in our brain. Let's dive into the stages of skill acquisition, which is, I thought it would be a cool topic to cover today, because before researching for today's video, I wasn't very aware of these stages, but it gives a good breakdown of the stages throughout learning a new skill. So there's 3 stages. We have the excuse my handwriting. We have the cognitive, we have the associative, we'll just do this stage, and the auto. So the cognitive stage this is where you learn the basics and understand the steps involved in learning this new skill. The associative stage is where you practice and refine the skill, making fewer mistakes as you go. You can represent this, hopefully the camera can pick up these things. So we can represent this as the cognitive stage when you're learning those basic skills. And then the associative stage is where you experience those first hurdles and you're really, you're adapting as you go and learning more than just the basics, testing out some new things. Maybe you're doing your first project in your new hobby. And finally, the autonomous stage is where less and less conscious effort goes into performing this skill. And it becomes almost a second nature. So let's move on to some factors that influence learning. First is motivation and discipline. Motivation and discipline are crucial for learning because they're what gets you out of bed, gets you out of your chair to go practice this new skill or new hobby. The more you practice, the more you reinforce those neural pathways we talked about earlier. And these neural pathways are one of the main benefits you can get out of trying new skills, even if you don't progress past the beginner stages. So the second one was practice. Motivation, discipline first, practice. Last one is feedback, not only from yourself, but from others. Feedback helps you identify those rooms for improvement and stay on track in that new skill or new hobby. So some tips for mastering new skills. First, set clear goals. Most of us are familiar with SMART goals: specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time-bound. Next, you want to break down the first tasks or the first learning basics in this new skill into small baby steps. You don't want to set your standards too high. This is where you become unmotivated and you may reach hurdles that are too difficult. And breaking it down to small steps also helps you focus better on those small parts in order for you to climb up the ladder and learn better. Next is use multiple resources. Don't just watch videos. Try reading books, look at PDFs, or even get a mentor to help you along your way. Just really to enhance your learning, figure out which one works best for you, and then dive into it a little bit further so that you can hopefully speed up your learning. If I prefer learning through a mentor and that works best for me, I would probably want to go to that mentor more than the videos because it works better for me. Stay consistent. Consistency is key. Keep practicing. maybe set a time slot in your schedule, your weekly schedule, your daily schedule, to pursue this new hobby or skill. And also setting a schedule can help prevent procrastination if this skill is very important to you. Lastly, reflect and adjust. You want to reflect on your progress, reflect on the feedback you're given, and adjust your approach as needed. Just going to take a breather here. Lots to cover. Next is fun facts and study findings, and then we'll just conclude this video up, trying to keep them nice and short and sweet. So some research highlights from my research before this video. Did you know, according to a study by the University of California, practicing a skill for 20 hours can significantly improve your proficiency. This first 20 hours, or even just if you're past the beginner stage and you put in an extra 20 hours of very focused work towards this skill, it can really make a difference. If it's your first 20 hours, even bigger difference. You can gain a certain level of competency where you can say you have skill in that skill or have skill in that hobby. Let's say, when I say have skill in that skill, I would relate it to, I can say I have skills in coding or programming. Next study, learning new skills has been shown to improve memory and cognitive function, according to research by the Harvard Medical School. So not only is it good for professional development, personal development, but also neuroplasticity, building those new connections between the synapses and neurons, which is just overall good for your brain health. So to wrap up, we've explored the science behind learning new skills, the stages of skill acquisition, and tips for effectively improving and learning these new skills. Now it's your turn. Pick a skill or hobby that you've always wanted to try, something you're extremely interested in and don't mind pushing towards, and start applying some of these principles and maybe use some of them as motivation. So what skill are you excited to learn next? Put it in the comments below. If you like this video, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell so you know when new content comes out. Let me know how I can make these videos more fun, easier to watch. I'm just in this, I like to call it the whiteboard dungeon. I think maybe I'll put the whole wall or make the whole wall a whiteboard in the future. But thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.